The iPhone 17 might look the same, but it's quietly fixing some of the biggest annoyances people have had with the base model for years. Let's talk about what's actually changing this September, because even though it's not a dramatic redesign, this might be the most meaningful upgrade to the standard iPhone in a long time. First up, the screen. Apple is reportedly bumping the display size from 6.1 inches to 6.3. That might sound small, but in iPhone land, that's a noticeable jump, especially if they manage to do it without making the phone physically bigger. That's the sweet spot for a lot of users. You get a more immersive screen without needing to upgrade to the Pro Max or deal with a bulky phone. And if you've ever felt like the base iPhone was just a bit too small for video or multitasking, this could be the perfect middle ground. But the real headline here? 120Hz is finally coming to the regular iPhone. Yeah, it's about time. Apple's high refresh promotion display, what's made scrolling and animations feel so fluid on the Pro models, is expected to come to all iPhone 17 models. That means smooth navigation, snappier visuals, and a big step up in everyday experience. The key here is a shift to LTPO display tech, which enables variable refresh rates and better battery efficiency. That's also what makes always-on display possible, another feature that's been locked behind the Pro line until now. If you've ever picked up someone's iPhone Pro and thought it just felt faster or smoother, 120Hz is a big reason why. Now, that same feeling might finally be standard, and that's a big deal. Charging is another area getting some long overdue love. Apple is reportedly prepping a new MagSafe charger that supports up to 45 watts, that's almost double the current wireless charging speed limit. For anyone who's embraced MagSafe, this could seriously cut down charge times and make wireless charging feel less like a backup and more like the primary method. And yes, this would be made possible by point to a new wireless charging standard Apple is supposedly adopting. It's a subtle shift, but for people who hate plugging in cables, it's a welcome one. Now, let's talk selfies. The front camera is finally getting an upgrade from 12 megapixels to 24. That's a massive leap, especially considering Apple hasn't changed the selfie camera much since the iPhone 11. This isn't just about vanity shots looking better, although they will. A sharper selfie cam means better video calls, more detailed Face ID scans, and crisper front-facing videos. If you're into vlogging or content creation, it's one of those upgrades you don't think you need until you see the difference. And under the hood, there's one more big change: 12 gigabytes of RAM across the entire iPhone 17 lineup. That's up from 8 gigabytes in the iPhone 16. And it's not just about speed, it's about AI. Apple is pushing hard into on-device AI with Apple Intelligence, and that requires more memory. More RAM means the phone can handle larger, more complex tasks locally without offloading to the cloud. That's better for speed, better for privacy, and essential for the kinds of features Apple is trying to roll out. Think smarter Siri, better photo editing, live transcription, and more, all running natively. So yeah, on paper, the iPhone 17 might look like an iterative update. But zoom in a little and the changes add up to something way more significant: a larger display that doesn't bulk up the phone, a silky smooth 120Hz refresh rate that finally makes it to the base model, faster wireless charging that makes MagSafe genuinely convenient, a much sharper front camera, and enough RAM to handle the AI-driven future Apple's betting on. None of these upgrades scream flashy, but together, they fix a lot of the long-standing limitations of the standard iPhone. And for anyone who's been holding on to an older model or skipping the Pro versions, the iPhone 17 might finally be the one that feels complete. This isn't about Apple reinventing the iPhone, it's about finally catching the base model up to modern expectations. And if all these rumored changes hold true, the iPhone 17 might just be the most well-balanced iPhone Apple's made in years. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.